Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So ColourPop just released their Precious Metals eyeshadow palette as well as some Jelly Mutt shadows to go along with it. I picked that up and we're going to use some items that I received in my subscription box and purchased at Sephora. Now before we jump into it, if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, hit the bell for notifications, new videos, and if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. But if you want to see how I got this look using some new items, just keep watching. Okay, you guys, I feel like I haven't reviewed ColourPop in a while. I haven't necessarily picked up all of their releases, but they did just release one of their larger palettes in the Precious Metals. This color story is very beautiful. You've got some cool tones, some bronzy tones, you've got some palish pinks, and it looks like it's got a black in here, some brown shades. I'm excited for this. And then there's a lot of shimmers. It also looks like it has some pressed glitters in here. Now usually I do my B-roll for my swatches, but because this palette is so ginormous, I'm gonna do them on camera with you guys as we go along because I won't be able to kind of reference them while I'm doing the video. So along with the palette, there were a bunch of Jelly Mutt shadows that were released, and I love their Jelly Mutt shadows, but I don't use them as frequently as I'd like. So I only picked up two of them. I picked up the coppery shade Third Place. And actually when I saw this on their site, it looked like it was kind of a champagne shade. I might be wrong. We'll definitely be swatching this for sure. But it kind of looks like a coppery brown. And I don't remember. I wanted the one that was more like champagne because those are the shades that I can wear for work. And then 18K, so 18 karat. And this is more of, it looks like a rose gold. And then when I placed my purchase, there was also, they're celebrating their 10th anniversary. So they gave a free Super Shock shadow. And this one is 10 out of 10. So it's kind of silvery. It kind of goes along with this entire color story. All right, so diving in, and some of these shades may be too pale, but we'll try. Okay, this first shade is Polished. We're gonna start right here. Ooh, that is very beautiful. It's an icy white. It's not champagne, it's just like a snowflake shade. Then you have Feel the Chemistry, which is matte. And that is very light. But if you like having a matte white in the corner, that would be perfect. I don't tend to do that. I see it and I'm like, ooh, that's really pretty. But then I'm still drawn to shimmers. Next you have Priceless, and my bracelet's in the way. Of course it is. So right here is Priceless. Ooh, this is more of an intense white shimmer compared to Polished. So this has a lighter like shimmer to it, and this is absolutely like white shimmer. I'm gonna have to start doing them right through here. Then we have Lustrous. Wait, where did it go? Oh my goodness. It like disappeared. Let's go back in. So Lustrous. I don't know if maybe I rubbed it on my pants. So those are all very much on the white side, but this does lean a little pink. Then we have 100%. And disappeared. It's kind of a pinky leaning tan shade, but kind of like a greigey tan. And that disappeared. And then the next one, which is Iced Out, this finishes up the top row, which is all the lighter shades, leaning more pink or leaning more white. And then, like I said, this shade does lean pink. Second row, we have the shade Too Much. It's a nice tan. And then you have Get Your Coin. Ooh, that's really pretty. So we're starting to get into more of like the gold tones. Now we have Major Element. Ooh, that's a beautiful rose gold shade. Next we have Own It, which that almost disappeared. That is a very cool toned, like mauve-y shade. In the pan, it looks like it's a pinkish tan. This one is Rare Find. Oh, look at how beautiful that is. Ooh, those shades are stunning. And then the last one in the second row is Rhodium. Ooh, and that one looks like it has silver-ish glitter in it. Okay, so that is the first and second rows. Those are really pretty. Okay, now we're on to the third row, and this entire row is shimmer. Entire row. This first shade is Strike Gold. Ooh, look at how beautiful that is. I don't normally gravitate towards like yellowy, orangey tones, but this is really pretty. Do I get out of my comfort zone today? We have So Extra. Oh, I literally just said orangey tones are not my thing, but those are pretty. Then we have Minding Mine. Oh, that's a pretty copper. And Special. That is a gorgeous champagne shimmer. Oh, that for the inner corner or brow bone, that is my go-to shade. I will say this packaging is playing tricks on my eyes with the words. It is very distracting, but if you focus, you'll be able to tell what it says. All right, this one is That's on Periodic. Ooh, that is a beautiful, luscious brown with gold glitter. Then we have Palladium. Oh, look at that. That is an intense silver. We're on to the fourth row. This one is Brass Act. And then we have Invest in Me. And that is a matte, it looks like an orangey brown. Okay, now we're into the pressed glitters. This one is Not Basic. Oh, that's intense. And even for it having glitter in it, it has a really nice underbase. And it's got kind of orange, copper, and silver glitter in it. Like, why do I want to use this shade on top of like this orange? Now we've got High Value. Ooh, that does have silver glitter in it. It's kind of like a pinky toned coppery brown. That's a lot going on in that description. Then we have So Metal, which is another pressed glitter. Oh, look at that. This has a brown undertone with silver and gold glitter. It is very chunky though. And then the last one in here is the Or What. This is the last one in the fourth row. And it is kind of a grayish black with silver glitter. So those are rows 3 and 4. Ooh. There are not a lot of matte shades in these two rows. Okay, we are on to the 5th row, and the last row is all mattes. And I would consider it a matte, but it has the glitter in it, which, if you know Tati, she released a palette and she called them sequin shades, where they're matte shades with glitter. That is what I would consider this. Okay, so this first shade is Down to Earth, and this is the brownish shade that has, what is this, gold and silver glitter? It's the finest glitter. Oh, it's so pretty. Then you have Your Solid. Ooh. We have Lucky One. They're just like deeper shades of matte brown. I almost didn't finish that. And then My Best Asset. Ooh. So if you like matte shades, this bottom row is for you. I love a beautiful shimmer. And the rest of my eye will be all matte, but there's gonna be a shimmer in here usually. All right, now we have the last 2 shades, and this one is Total Rockstar. And then we have Let's Do It, which is a matte black. Okay, I'm excited to try this. The matte swatched so beautifully. Sometimes you'll like get the fingerprint and then when you drag it, there's nothing else. So I'm thinking that we're gonna have some good blendability from seeing how they dragged on the skin. But let me go prime my eyes, look very intensively at this palette because I think I have an idea. I think we're gonna use that pressed glitter and maybe the orangey coppery, we'll figure it out. I'll be right back. Okay, so I did go ahead and prime my eyes, but I forgot that we need to swatch the Super Shock Shadow and the 2 Jelly Much. So we're gonna swatch the shade 10 first. Ooh, look at that. Apparently I didn't clean the other swatches off very well. That is a very icy silvery shade. It does look like it's just got more silver glitter and underlying tones of like a lavender purple glitter in there. Okay. Now we have the shade Third Place. Always keep the stoppers because this will help them prolong their longevity because they are a like malleable, it's not powder. So you want it to stay its normal consistency. And then we also have 18 karat. Ooh. So Third Place. And then 18 karat. Oh yeah, this looks just like the shade that I saw online. Ooh. Don't know if I'm using either of these shades, especially because this palette has a pressed glitter and a shimmer that I really want to use. But oh, and look how like there's tons of silver glitter in 18 karat. Oh, that's gorgeous. Okay, now that my arm is like thoroughly covered in glitter, even though I washed it all off, the glitter has dispersed all over. But I think I know what I want to do. The first shade I'm going to go into is Own It. This is not going to dictate the rest of the colors because we are going to get into some of the deeper, darker shades, but I want to start out with a lighter shade in the crease, just to give it some dimension, but also a good buffer. So we're going to put this right here in the crease. It is actually barely showing up on my skin, which is fine. I just know when I go into the deeper shades, I don't want it to go too far up into my eyebrow, so I like having a lighter shade to just kind of buffer it. Okay, that's a good start. Okay, into the shade Your Solid. I was actually looking at the shade above it and I was like, that's a little too orange for what I'm thinking about doing, especially if I use the shimmer I think I'm gonna use. I don't want it to be too intense on the orange side, so we're gonna put in some tones of red. This is gonna go into the crease just a little bit lower. You guys, the weather today is kind of crappy, but I don't really have anywhere to go, honestly. I got lucky and I had today off, so I already got up and I went to the gym and did like an hour-and-a-half workout. I don't usually get to do that. Like, usually when I go to the gym before work, I might get an hour. Usually 30 minutes of cardio and then like 25 to 30 minutes of strength training. But today I was like, okay, everything I didn't get to do this week, I'm gonna do today. My body hurts. I also haven't had any caffeine except my pre-workout, and I still feel like a bumblebee zooming around. But I have reached out to Jamie because we've both been really busy with everything, and like her work, my work, stuff going on with like preparations for like my augment. So I think we're gonna meet up later and grab a drink or some dinner or something, because I feel like I haven't seen her in a month. And we used to, like, every weekend we were getting together, or even during the week, but we've just been so busy. Okay, I like how that's starting, but I think I don't know if I want to deepen it up too much with black, but I think I want to use a deeper, darker brown. I'm going to use my best asset. This one I'm going to switch over and pick up on my compacted smudge brush and ever so slightly place it in the outer V to deepen it up. Because I still want to keep the red tones in there, but I also want it to be a little on the brown side. Just kind of taking it easy, hanging out with Sochu and Dixon. He's downstairs, like he's keeping guard in the front window. He's like, you will not come towards the house. Dipping back into your solid on my fluffy crease brush, just on the outer edge. Because we got the brown in there, but I want to keep some of that red there. Okay, I'm gonna go into the shade So Extra. This one, like, I'm nervous. I don't normally use oranges like this, but it's speaking to me. All right, so we're gonna place this right here in the center. I wanna say like a year ago I did an orange and yellow or something with orange. At least once a year I seem to do something with orange. I know there was the, what was it, Hip Dot and Hershey's. There's a beautiful orange in that one, and yellow. So once in a while. And I think this would actually be really good for fall. Here it is springtime and I'm doing fall colors. And now into shade Not Basic. This is that pressed glitter. I'm gonna pick this up on my ring finger. Oh, I think this is gonna be beautiful on So Extra. And I'm only using this orange because I want to see what it looks like with this pressed glitter. Okay, here goes nothing. So we're gonna start in the inner corner and then push it into the orange shimmer. Oh. Oh, I really like that. I feel like I could use a little bit of Not So Basic just in the center here. But it still keeps the orange tone. It's actually pulling that orange glitter through. But then up here I still have kind of like the rose gold tones. Ooh, I really like this. I had no idea I was going to be doing orange today. All right. I'll be back because I do have a couple things that I received in subscription box or a blush left over from Sephora. We're going to use those products together just so we can see how they work and blend out, but I'll be back. Okay, for foundation, and it's not really a foundation. This is the One Size Turn Up the Base BBB Cream. Is the Beauty Blur Balm. The names, why are they so long? But I received this in my May subscription box, and I really want to try it out. It's in the shade Light 3N, which is light neutral undertones. Maybe the right shade. It may be too light, but if not, we'll deepen it up. I've got contour and bronzer and all those fun things to help with that. Okay, so it seems it's a weird component to try and like apply with. Oh, that would probably help. I didn't even think about a safety seal. We'll start there and see what we need to do. My biggest concern is going to be covering up the redness that I have. Wow. Okay. When I think of like BB cream, BB balms, like and I love testing foundations and these types of things on my skin because of all the redness. So maybe if you have like better skin than me, this would be like perfect for without having to cover up a whole bunch of stuff. Maybe you do have redness like me and you want something that's light, and this feels so light. Let's go ahead and see about covering up that. And see, I was hesitant because I was like, okay, the shade's not going to be right. It's a little bit lighter, but it's not horrible. Okay, for comparison. Okay, I'm going to speed through the rest of this. I have contour, bronzer. I am using the One Size concealer. I'm going to use all of those things, and I think I forgot a powder, so I'll grab one of those here in a second. But I'm going to speed through everything and come back for the cream blush that I have. Okay, now we have the Kaja Dewy Bar in Peach Cobbler. I still have not used this, even though I picked it up during the Sephora sale. So I'm just going to take it straight off of here. Oh, that has some color payoff. It's a pretty color. I do really enjoy Kaja products. They just have some really good blendability. Who remembers the blush with the heart stamp? I had it and I never seemed to reach for it because of the shape of the container. It always ended up in the back of my blush drawer, and I never seemed to use it, and by the time I remembered it, it was dried out. I am trying to make it a little more intense because when I powder, I know it's going to tone down a little bit. Now, I need to smooth out my under eye before I set all of this. Any products I don't discuss or I used and you saw on camera, they are listed down below. So the one thing with this how many bees are there? With the one size BB balm, it didn't fall into right here, and it hasn't fallen into my creases and my forehead, which I love. That's the one thing I'm always checking for before I put setting powder on, is if I need to pat out any like issues up in my forehead. And I didn't have that with this. And usually BB creams, CC creams, any of those I usually do because of the consistency. You guys, my skin looks beautiful with this. The concealer is one size, the powder is one size. Oh, I'm loving this. We'll see how it lasts though. I could love it in application, but after wearing, I could change my mind. So we will see. But right now, this is something that I would like reach for to go to work. It's light. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing like thick, heavy foundation or any of that type of stuff. So I like that. All right, we need to finish off this eye. I'm getting like full Halloween right now, but I don't hate it. I don't hate it. For under the eye, I'm going to use Your Solid. I was thinking about doing the lighter shade and I'm like, do I really need that? Not really. So I'm just going to use my little tiny compacted smudge brush. I'm going to dip into Your Solid, which may make it a little intense, but if I need to go in with my fluffy crease brush to blend it out and kind of diffuse it a little bit, I'll do that. Oh yeah, that's that is intense. It's pretty though. It is really pretty, and it's playing off of the orange tones. And now into the shade My Best Asset. This is going to go ever so slightly right here before I diffuse it out. But I do need to add it back into the outer corner. And my larger compacted smudge brush, just right here on the outer edge. And I'm not, if you notice, I'm not taking it all the way into the crease, because I'm going to use my fluffy crease brush with Your Solid and go back on this outer edge. And just make sure we have that red tone, because I really want to keep that in there. Ooh, that's so pretty. I really hope it is translating on camera how it is in person, because I am really liking this. I also know what palette I will be reaching for in the fall. I mean, the weather is kind of giving me fall vibes. I'm going to use the shade Special for the inner corner and brow bone. If you ever forget your highlighter, hopefully your palette has a shade that will double as a highlighter. But I've been known to use my eyeshadows sometimes as my highlighter so everything's cohesive. But there's a lot of glitter in this one. So I don't know if it's like the highlighter vibes I'm looking for today. I'm tempted though. That is a lot of chunky glitter. It looks pretty though. It's just like a wash of wetness on the brow bone. All right, let me go do brows, liner, mascara, and lips, and I'll be back for the final look. Okay, you guys, this is the final look, and I'm really liking how my eyes turned out, especially once I finish it off with liner, mascara. It just kind of brings it all together, and I'm really liking the orange tones. Not something I gravitate towards, but definitely something I'll use again in the fall time frame. Now, for this palette, released from ColourPop, the Precious Metals. It's one of the larger palettes that they've released. I do like the large palettes. It's not something that I'm going to travel with. Probably will stay here when I go to Germany, but I love the shades in here. The pressed glitters are really pretty. The one that I used today, which is not basic, played more off the orangey tones, so I'm kind of wondering if I use it in the future and use maybe like a rose gold shade, if it'll play off of those tones. But let me know, are you picking this up, any of the, and are you picking up any of the Jelly Much shades as well? I only picked up 2. I want to say there were 6 that were released, but not all the shades spoke to me, and then I didn't end up using any of them with this palette today. So we'll play around with those in the future. Now, as far as the BBB balm from One Size, I think this is a little too light, so I'll probably use my e.l.f. Halo Glow to deepen it up a little bit, but I really like how my skin looks right now. It is just looking really flawless. If you've been here before, you know like my pores in this area are not my favorite, especially the lines up here too. This did not fall into my lines, which a lot of foundations have a tendency to do, even the ones that aren't balms or creams or BBCC creams. And right down here in my chin. My skin is looking super smooth right now. So I'm excited to see what it looks like when I mix in the e.l.f. Halo Glow or something to deepen the tones up. And then I probably would switch out my concealer just because my One Size is a little too light. But playing around with those things to see what the good duet would be. And then the Kaja Dewy Bar blush. This is so pretty. I got it in the shade Peach Cobbler, and even deepening it up and then putting the setting powder down on top of it just kind of toned it down a little bit. But I really like how it looks on my skin. And even though, like I said, it's dewy, but when I set it, it doesn't look like it's going to move around. It just kind of blurred everything out. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts. We'll have that conversation. But you guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell for notifications, new videos. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Until my next video, you guys, bye. I'll see you in the next one.